Hey, Stephen A, man, we got to talk, brother, because it ain't a damn coincidence that everybody you know going to church. Hey, Stephen.
You looking for me to get into other people and their personal business? No, I'm not doing that. You looking for me to have a smile on my face like some no-good bastards who have podcasts laughing at people's trials and tribulations, wanting them to fail because nothing in your life is winning. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that kind of person. To any of the names I mentioned or anybody in the future, I don't enjoy seeing people fall. I want us all to eat. I want us all to live well. I want us all to be successful. I'm not that dude.
Stephen A. Smith responds to Gilbert Arenas, and this is Kwame Brown. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
And that is involving former NBA standout, Mr. Gilbert Arenas, of Gil's Arena, of course. As you probably have heard, the former NBA star was arrested Wednesday and is accused by the Department of Justice of being a part of a high-stakes illegal gambling ring that ran out of one of his California homes. He is facing a federal indictment on account of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, one count of operating an illegal gambling business, and one count of making false statements to federal investigators. According to the Justice Department, Arenas rented out an Encino, California mansion to host illegal poker games. Arenas faces up to 5 years in prison on each charge if convicted. After this came to light, Arenas had a live stream going where he brought, of all people up, he brings up me, yours truly, Stephen A. Smith. Listen to what the brother had to say.
Yeah, that ain't a good look for Gil. Messing with the feds, doing the illegal gambling. I'm sure he'll snitch, but even if he snitches, will that knock off time off his potential sentence? Believe he's facing 2 or 3 counts. So if you're Gilbert, I know you got a great legal team, but you're going to have to spend probably $500,000 to $1 million just to not be in jail, depending on what they're looking for.
Hey, Stephen A, man, we got to talk, brother, because it ain't a damn coincidence that everybody you know going to church. Hey, Stephen. Huh? Everybody, man. Everybody, like, damn. Y'all see that? Everybody. What? No, I ain't saying, no. I ain't saying, nobody snitch. I'm just saying, hey, man, you know how to pick 'em. Hey, Steven, you know how to pick 'em, man. I'ma just be honest. It's like the Madden curse, just the other way around.
Now look.
No, that is crazy though. People that are on First Take now or used to be, they all got some type of legal situation going on. Shannon Sharpe fired with the lawsuit. One of the Morris twins, he had some unpaid debt with a casino. He got locked up, and I guess he's going to try to figure out what the situation is going to be there. And then you got Gilbert Arenas. Now he got the illegal gambling allegations. First Take is finished.
He's obviously playing around and all of that other stuff, and I get it. Because we all know, we're not blind. We know what's been in the news. Shannon Sharpe has been in the news. Marcus Morris Sr. has been in the news. Now Gilbert Arenas has been in the news. I get all of that. I wish them fellas nothing but the best. As far as I'm concerned, I wish every single one of them was on First Take now with no issues whatsoever. Because I got love for all of them brothers. But I'm going to address what Gilbert said, because here's what alarmed me. I've gotten to know Gil a little bit. I respect the hell out of him. First of all, I think he's a brilliant basketball mind. Let's get that out the way first. I think Gil's Arena is a hell of a podcast, hell of a basketball show. Let's get that out the way. He's very excitable, very knowledgeable, and we know that about him. And in light of what he's being accused of, however, I'm still going to say to Gil, bro, I need you not to play around.
Well, that's his personality. He gonna joke about everything, and it's obvious that he's trolling. Stephen A. had nothing to do with those individuals having those legal situations that were previously on First Take, but that's what Gil's gonna do. He's not gonna sit in the corner and cry. He gonna try to, joke his way out of it, but I get what Stephen A. Smith is saying. This is a real serious offense, real allegations. Whenever you start dealing with the feds, a lot of time could be thrown at you.
Because, my brother, I don't want to see you in jail. At all. It's not a good look. It's nothing to laugh about. It's nothing to joke around about and think it's funny when the feds come raiding your home. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear about anything like that. I can assure you, anybody that wants to do business with you, and I'm one of those people, ESPN, Underdog, a whole bunch of sponsors and advertisers, we don't want to see that.
In other words, ESPN First Take, that's pretty much a wrap for Gil. Shannon, the Morris twin, it's over. They can't do business with those allegations or lawsuits. So he's pretty much saying he can only do so much at ESPN, but his hands are tied. Pretty much got to go if you get into those serious allegations and lawsuits.
Anybody that knows anything about you and your knowledge of the game and your ability to articulate and deliver your positions, my brother, you are a special talent. We don't want to see that. And the reason why I felt compelled to come on the airwaves and address you directly is because I want to remind you of what really, really got you in trouble in the NBA to begin with. Remember that years ago with Javaris Critterton? Remember all of that? With the guns in the locker room? Remember all of that? Remember all of that happened? And you remember what really got you in trouble thereafter, because as bad of a look as that was, and as much as former Commissioner David Stern and others were ready to bring the heavy hand down upon you, what really exacerbated the situation is that you had a game a night or two later against the Philadelphia 76ers. I would know because I was there. And you were joking around, feigning as if you were shooting guns when the introductions or the warm-ups were taking place. I don't remember exactly what it was. And David Stern went ballistic. It was like somebody like you has no place in this league because it's not a joking matter to other people. And the reality is that, my brother, it shouldn't be a joking matter to you. 5 years on each count. I know we saw Diddy get off on a major charges in terms of sex trafficking and racketeering, but it's still possible he can do some time.
Yeah, and again, this all depends on what the charges are with Gil, if he's going to be able to snitch and possibly get removed from this case and not be indicted. But it's going to be tough for Gil. Again, when you start dealing with the feds, there's an alleged mob boss, Israeli mob boss tied to this, and 3 other people. So if you're Gil, whatever information you might as well, start writing down those names, start, detailing everything that they need to hear in order to put this case away. Because if Gil gets lumped up with them, he's going to do at least 10 or 15 years.
That's why he's in the news and with President Donald Trump talking about pardoning him, according to sources.
Pardon Gil.
Because it seems to be that that's what's going to be required in order for him to evade spending significantly more time in jail, like 5 to 10. On each of the charges that have been levied in your direction, each comes with 5 years in prison, if convicted. It's not a laughing matter. It's not a laughing matter. And especially since the Southern District of New York essentially blew the case against P. Diddy in terms of overcharging, per se, being a bit zealot and aggressive with it, and ended up turning off a jury, which got Diddy off on the major charges. Who's to say that the feds are going to make that mistake again? If anything, all of them are on high alert, making sure that their I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and they're locked in on making sure they get your ass.
Well, the feds, they don't like to lose. They got, a 98% conviction rate. So at the same time, they out there, they looking for people that they can, get behind bars. But again, if you're Gil, I'm sure you'll have a great legal team. He was out of jail in a few hours. So with that being said, best of luck to Gil, and he will be snitching on everybody.
Because they don't want to repeat of what happened to the P. Diddy case happening to them. This is not a game. It's not a game. It's not a game when the feds come knocking at your door and put you in cuffs and take you away. Yeah, you out. And I hope you stay out. And I hope all of this is false. And I hope that you're able to continue with Gil's Arena and then some. Because, my brother, you got a bright future. And me personally, I think you're a good brother. I'm not here to denigrate or disrespect you. I'm here to tell you because I care. Stop messing around. Stop with the jokes. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you being seen on camera laughing and giggling and smiling like federal charges ain't a big deal.
No, it's a big deal, but since he threw your name in the mix joking about you, we already know Stephen A. Smith don't like that. He don't like to be the butt of all jokes, and by Gil joking like everybody connected with Stephen A. Smith is in controversy. That's why Stephen A. Smith had to clap back. if Gil was just laughing, making jokes, and it wasn't about Stephen A., his name wouldn't be brought up like this. He would have just covered it and went to the next topic. But Stephen A. Smith feels a certain way about Gil joking on him.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And spending a day in jail, to me, is serious. We all want to preach about freedom and being mavericks and being innovative, or rather not innovative, but really minding our own future and directing our own path. We all want to talk about this. But the reality is that it's fool's gold. You looking for me to get into other people and their personal business? No, I'm not doing that. You looking for me to have a smile on my face like some no good bastards who have podcasts laughing at people's trials and tribulations, wanting them to fail because nothing in your life is winning? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that kind of person. To any of the names I mentioned or anybody in the future, I don't enjoy seeing people fall. I want us all to eat. I want us all to live well. I want us all to be successful. I'm not that dude. But I'm telling you, it's incredibly important that you understand this is not a game. I assure you, Adam Silver, the commissioner, doesn't look at it as a game. I assure you, executives at linear networks who are looking at your talent, highly attracted to what they were seeing you put out, they don't think this is a game. And yes, it is unfair that in this day and age in our society that prided itself from a constitutional perspective about being innocent until proven guilty, in a court of public opinion, unfortunately, it's reverse. You are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, I'm guessing he was throwing shots at Kwame. Kwame made that viral video going off on Gilbert Arenas after his arrest. And I know Whitlock had some things to say as well. So that may have been the shot Stephen A. Smith was throwing, at those other podcasters. So it's obvious that he still got issues with Kwame, obviously got issues with Whitlock, and he has some things to say. So we'll see what happens moving forward with Gilbert Arenas. Hopefully he can stitch his way out of prison.